Chainsaw Man. Oh, fuck.
It's happening.
The studio's on fire. Right after I say don't be over the top and cringe about it. Whoa!
You got that fucking Looney Tunes ass accent going on.
Squad, is it time? Will it finally be cleared? Have I used the appearance of the Fire Devil to finally give me an excuse to free myself from this hell? No.
Nah.
We have a fire extinguisher, sluts! Kill yourselves! Woo! More!
Chainsaw Man! It's time, Red.
Do not kill yourselves.
Please don't.
You can't sue me if I immediately say lol JK afterwards. Look at this is the world's what is this, a fire extinguisher for ants?
Well, I mean, judging by YouTube's policy and their upholding for Sniper Wolf.
What are you talking about, dude? What does that have to do with fire extinguishers?
Like, nothing you say on this platform actually matters. They're not going to enforce anything.
Yeah, true. Hurry, say the N-word. Test it out.
Nah.
Now, if we had 44 million subscribers and made them free money by just like being a dumb pretty bitch that like looked at videos, do you think maybe then we could say it and it'd be fine?
Probably.
Cool.
Probably. As long as our angle was like slightly at our tits.
Yeah, dude. Oh, and keep in mind, this is not sexist. This is anti-Sniper Wolf because she's just terrible, 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 terrible. If you don't know what we're talking about, look into it yourself. I'm not fucking derailing.
Yeah, it's all over Twitter.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm very, very happy. Here, hold on, I gotta blow the last couple embers of fire off the studio. Okay. I would die. I would die personally by diving onto the fire as if it were a grenade before I let it touch Rios's beautiful artwork on the wall. Okay?
Oh, God.
What
did you do in this recording? I'm going to have to actually watch the first couple minutes of this one, aren't I?
I literally just shook a fucking PNG of fire around.
Oh, okay.
Nothing that fancy, brother. Also, you gotta protect the gay flags because if one of those flags gets burned, it's gay terrorism or something.
Yeah, you're immediately canceled online.
I mean, that's fair. I'll cancel people from my side. You gotta we don't got time in 2023 to make post judgments about people. You can't wait until someone takes action and then make a judgment on them. You have to make pre-judgments. You have to protect yourself by looking at someone and immediately assuming their entire life story based on one look. That's what we do in 2023.
I hate how you're not entirely wrong.
You say, okay, I'm getting old vibes from this guy. He's got like a USA hat and a pickup truck, so he's probably redneck, which means he probably fucks his daughter and or cousin. He's probably a pedo. Probably votes Trump, which of course is aligned with the pedo thing, and that's what you got to do, you know. And then the second you see a woman with colored hair, you're like, that's my people. Liberal.
That's my people. Liberal, possibly bi. Does she have a lot of makeup on? Is she a goth mommy? Immediately slide in her DMs.
Yeah, the more colored the hair, the more tight the poos. All right, I need to stop.
You know, that's true. That's true. I will unironically say that's.
This is why I'm a liberal, because in liberal circles, that's a compliment. Well, it depends. It
really does depend.
There's the like Anita Sarkeesian type like feminist liberals that would be like, how dare you? And then there's like, if you come far enough to like leftist women, they're like, yeah, I fucking slay. I fucking serve cunt and leave no crumbs or whatever the fuck. I ate that shit up. Let's go. Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about right now.
Those are my
Chainsaw
people.
Man. I loved this chapter. We have been blessed by the Fujimoto gods. He gave me like, I'll be honest, like 8 weeks of concern. I was like, what's happening here? The midness was fucking coming over the horizon.
The mid-devil was coming up.
Dude, it was coming,
That's
bro.
just Kagurabachi in general.
I can't even comment. I literally was like, what is this meme? I don't understand. I've heard that it's
someone
mid as
who's
fuck.
read every chapter of it so far, just to try and follow the meme, it's mid as fuck. It is like Diet Demon Slayer with a splash of bleach.
Popular? Like, is the meme to make it popular?
Honestly, I think that's what they're going with.
I don't want to derail. Anyway, seriously, I was getting a little concerned, but you know, you can't fucking get too mad at us because we had faith. Every week we were like, we have faith. The Fujimoto God, he will come through. We knew the Fujimoto devil will come through, and he did. You know, I mean, like, this is what we needed. It's so strange how he paces, and it's not a bad thing. His pacing is always interesting to me, but like, I mean, we literally had like weeks, months of like mystery building, and then he just casually solves basically every mystery in one chapter. Like, that's, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For weeks, I'm like, what is the game plan here? And he like masterfully answers all of the questions in this one chapter. You know what I mean?
Oh, 95% of them.
Yeah, not all, of course. But we get like so first of all, we get the fact that like Yoshida, we kind of get his vibe that like, okay, he definitely didn't want to hurt Asa, but it's just kind of like, I get like orders from on high vibes here, right? It's like, we can't, she's too much of a liability, we have to bring her in. They probably want to bring her in and be like, listen, because their plan to take down Death Devil has to do with making War Devil and Chainsaw Man stronger. And they probably want War Devil and Chainsaw Man to do like an epic tag team where like, I'm guessing they want War Devil to turn Chainsaw Man into a weapon, right? So it's like a double up. Like, we're going to make everybody super scared of Chainsaw Man and super scared of War, and then they're going to like fusion Ha by having War Devil turn Chainsaw Man into a fucking weapon to like epically slay death itself, right? Which is an amazing sentence that I just said there. And it makes total sense, and I'm super happy that we've like brought back this mechanic, because this is one of my favorite mechanics in Chainsaw Man, the whole like more feared you are, more powerful you are thing. So much so that we made our best skit because of it. Like the whole idea of like the hentai devil skit. If you haven't seen that, please go see it. It's the chapter where Makima, like, it's the one where Makima's like on high on the building, and like,
I think it's like 84 or 85.
It's in the 80s. She's about to fucking kill Kobani, and then like Chainsaw Man saves Kobani or something like that. It's that chapter. It's like the best skit we ever made.
Somebody in our community made a whole ass playlist of all the stuff between the two channels. So just go through that, find the Chainsaw or the Hentai Devil skit in that, and then comment on it like I watched the skit.
Why are you extorting these people? You don't have to do that, but it'd be nice. I would love to see some proof that one of you fuckers went back there and found the skit. Comment on how, was I sexy back then? I don't remember if I was in my skinny arc at that point. I was skinnier.
You were in your shrinking down arc at that point.
Well, I'm bringing it back. I'm gonna bring it back, bro. I'm drinking like vegan slop shakes to bring it back.
Ugh.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
Absolutely not. Just get a puff bar and just get a crippling nicotine addiction.
I could just do a bunch of cocaine. I hear that slims you down.
It does. It just ruins your fucking life.
Does it ruin? How could my life be ruined if I'm skinny, Vex? Think.
Spending $350 on an 8-ball of coke every fucking day.
That's too bad. Yeah, I forgot about that part. I figured it would just like apparate into my room.
Unless you get a really, really good dealer who just likes a good sloppy blowjob. No, absolutely not.
Damn, dude. The sloppy blowjob devil strikes again. I'm still waiting on Kobani to reveal her sloppy blowjob devil. But first of all, I know it won't happen. But out of every manga artist, I think Fujimoto is the closest that would look online, see that joke, and be like, I'm gonna make it canon.
I'm gonna make that shit canon. Like it would go Reki Kawahara from fucking Sword Art Online making his own goddamn fanfiction hentai chapter, and then
amazing.
Fujimoto making the sloppy blowjob.
And her sad backstory. It's like my parents. I mean, like literally,
my
like
parents.
No, I got it. They made her go out and like do all the work to support all her like shit fuck brothers or whatever. So it's like my parents made me whore myself out for.
I was gonna go there, but I'm like, do I wanna?
They made me whore myself out for money, and I didn't want to do it anymore, so I made a contract with the sloppy blowjob devil. So like whenever I needed to whore myself out, I would just switch consciousness with the sloppy blowjob devil, and the sloppy blowjob devil would just like use my body as like a mech suit. Well, I could just sleep while my body got fucking just used and abused, and then I'd wake up with like cum leaking from all my holes. I'm sorry, I just wrote a cool little hentai there. Someone write that. That's.
I'm sure somebody in our community.
Rios, are you there? I have another.
Rios or Fuya.
Oh, I wish, man. I miss Fuya. Every once in a while I see him. Come on, Fuya. I'm summoning you back. Why do we have so many hentai artists?
Look at how horny the series is, Red.
No, it's because of how horny we are, Vex. I like to believe that we brought them here.
That's true.
I'm approaching 30, and like my horniness has not dropped. It's a fucking mindset thing, okay? If you love life and yourself and your wife, your horniness won't drop. Don't believe in that fucking propaganda, okay? I'm still horny, and you got to masturbate every day. You got to keep that fucking cum maker fresh, all right? It's like a muscle. You got to fucking flex it.
Or you have to utilize it, because if you don't, then it'll just die and set in with necrosis because you're on hormones.
Once a day. All right, I'm sorry. I'm in a weird mood. But this is peak.
I'm enjoying this mood. I got some shit from the Discord I got to talk about too. Because,
do you have to though? Do you have to talk about it?
Well, it was news related to Chainsaw Man. Did you
Are
see
we
the
sure it's real?
politician?
What?
The politician who was using Puccietta as a weapon for his campaign.
I didn't.
Okay, so an
What is this?
Argentinian fucking politician who's basically like their version of Trump is using it.
Really?
I had to consult with somebody from the Discord. I'm like, okay, so you're commenting on this one a lot.
So where am I gonna
Hermes in our
find
Discord.
this?
I'll send it to you on Facebook.
Chainsaw
this
Man politician.
uh
Chainsaw Man political compass. What the fuck?
no,
Yeah.
that's not
Where
it.
the Chainsaw Man character? I don't think any of them think about politics, except for like maybe Aki.
Aki or
I guess Makima kind of, but like her solution,
yeah.
like when you're that powerful, politics is not a thing. Like I'm not going. I'm not like making political change. I'm just going to like forcibly do my thing. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Let's see where everyone lies on the political compass here. Oh, Kobani is a radical leftist. Good for her. That makes sense.
That honestly does.
I wish
but
it would load. All right, yeah. Tell me what you're talking about, though. I guess.
so this dude is using Puccietta as like propaganda for like cutting spending, like the drain the swamp shit over and.
Why? I don't understand.
Yeah, well, I mean, to get the young voters, basically, is what it boils down to.
What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah. So like he has a whole cult following, so it's like the Church of Chainsaw Man is real, but it's just
oh jeez, that's cringe. Okay, wait, I found some politics. Okay, so power.
I sent it to you on Facebook.
Power.
Well.
No, I'm not fucking sending it to you. I'm just gonna read a couple. Power is in the upper right quadrant. A Nazi, of course.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, she's made after Cartman.
Extremely racist, possibly a radical fiend supremacist, has all the qualities of a typical president. Extremely selfish, huge snitch, professional liar, sucks blood for a living. Kishibe, always drunk, horrible teacher, professional pickup artist, or former professional pickup artist. He's also in the upper right, but like not as Nazi-ish. Makima, I don't know if Makima would be. Would I put her in the upper right? Like she's bad, but is she like? I don't think she's.
She used her power to fucking create a contract with the Japanese government to kill people instead of herself. Of course she is.
No. So she's definitely. I'm being like actually like nuanced with this here. She's definitely okay. So do you know the quadrants of a political compass? It's left, right.
It's been years.
Okay, so left and right, and then up and down.
I'm like peeking at like upper left.
The up and down is totalitarian versus libertarian, right? As in like how much power you want the government to have. So like no doubt Makima's all the way up, very totalitarian. She's a very like the ends justify the means. But I'm trying to figure out if she would be middle up, right up, or left up. I'm almost
right around where Kishibe is.
I'm almost getting her. No, are you kidding me? Kishibe is like kind of reasonable. Makima is like insane. Like Makima would kill like 1 million people to save 1,000,001. You know, like that's her brain. Because I do think Makima did actually want to improve life for humans, but in her own little sick way. You know, because like, do you remember like her whole thing?
It's been a while since I read part 1.
Oh, it's worth rereading. So Makima looked at humans like cute puppies, basically.
Yeah.
Like, so she looked down on us, but she did love us, right? Like she loved us like humans, like dogs, right?
Yeah.
So she looked at it as like, she probably looked at it as like, oh, the dog that I like is getting terrorized by like this pit bull, so I put the pit bull down, right? So she didn't care if she had to kill millions of humans as long as it makes things better in the long run. Like that was kind of her perspective. At least that's how I kind of read it. You know, kind of the shit she's willing to do.
I don't know where she'd actually lay then. Like
it's interesting. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's like. She is definitely more, totalitarian.
No doubt. She's peak totalitarian. She's all the way up at totalitarian. In terms of right, left, I honestly think she's like above right and left. I don't think she thinks about right versus left. I think she'd be totalitarian right in the middle. Like centrist totalitarian. Like true neutral totalitarian, honestly.
Oh my god!
Because I don't think she's like right wing. Like she's not like what's Makima's stance on the economy and the national debt? What's Makima's stance on like globalism versus protectionism? You know, I don't think that Makima. Does Makima
you're right.
Yeah,
you're right on that. Like she would be like true centrist. Like fucking, it's scary to think about that actually.
Centrist totalitarian, not true. So true centrist would be right in the middle. She's like a totalitarian. But she doesn't care about right and left. That's an important distinction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like holy shit.
Um,
That's terrifying to think about.
Yeah, well, there's also, I mean, there's multiple. Like, I do believe she wanted to like help humanity, but there's also the like boner for Chainsaw Man thing, which was in a factor. I almost, like that was probably the real reason, and then she kept telling herself like, but also as a cherry on top, I'll make the world better.
Also, with the cherry on top, like she literally has a contract that negates her own death. Like,
of course, because for her, that's considered worth it because for the long run. So like when even though every time she gets hurt it's being transferred to a random citizen, it's not because she doesn't care about that. At least the way I look at it is like I need to live to enact the plan that will make everyone's life better. If a couple million people have to die for that plan to get enacted, so be it, right? Like it doesn't take long for people to get to that mentality. I mean, like look at like literally any totalitarian ever. Like, oh, the world will finally be happy once we kill the couple million people that are standing in our way, and then we'll be happy. God, man, Makima's a fascinating character. I liked her a lot.
Right.
But anyway, speaking of Makima, let's check in with her next. What would you call that? Her Nayuta. Her lolly form. Are you still there? Hello?
Yes, I am. I was just I was doing a little bit of a prediction here while we film this for the stream. Can
you not? Can you focus on this, please?
I am. Okay. I'm just posting this here. And the server. So I want to talk about Yoshida here for a little bit more as well.
Well, so I was naturally segueing into Nayuta real quick, and then we can get to Yoshida.
Okay.
Which is why I like pay attention to me when I talk, and then you'll fucking know the flow of the conversation, please. Thank you.
Okay, batch.
I really like this confirmation. I like Nayuta explaining this a lot. I really enjoy like the flamethrower guy. Being like, yeah, in half a year, this is gonna happen. The Great King of Terror, the apocalypse, and then Denji's immediately like, that's stupid. And then she's like, no, actually, it's real shit. And the reveal is so good, right? It's like, Fami and I can tell we're sisters. The King of Terror is coming because she's our elder sister. Death itself, and she confirms the strongest, right? Like, unironically, step aside, Mr. Top of the Verse. We have the real, actual top of the verse here. So.
Oh yeah, like I miss Kishibe too because like I feel like.
Well, I'm sure he'll come in to try to help deal with death.
Yeah, like that's probably going to be his natural like comeback point if we do get him back for part 2. But we are definitely in like the wrap up phase for part 2 at this point. I think.
I don't think it's a wrap up. I think we're building up to the final part of part 2.
Well, remember, like once we got out of like the International Assassin arc, it was just like balls to the wall action because we went to like the gun fiend shit. We went to like the like fight with Makima, and then we were basically done.
Well, I think we gotta have a little bit more build up because it's not like tomorrow this is happening or in a month this is happening. We still have a half a year, so there's got to be something else happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like this little bit here will probably be like the gun fiend fight with Aki, and then we'll get to the war with the fucking.
And maybe we can take a couple weeks to like, get more juicy relationship drama with Denji.
Oh, absolutely. It's funny though because like here we see Yoshida actually have that regret for what he's doing too, which is something I said last review that
he mentions like he feels bad because remember we talked about this like a while back when Yoshida was like, hey, stay away from Denji. Now we know that he said that to try to keep her out of danger, but now she's gotten so like wrapped in it, so embroiled that the higher ups must have wanted her, like we can't just let her be free, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So there's definitely like some empathy there from Yoshida. I think that helps characterize him a lot, and I'm hopeful to see. I'm thinking that essentially because they do want to use War Devil for their plan to take down Death, which does make sense because at first you might think, okay, well, doesn't it seem a bit contrived that like Asa of all like a year ago she was nothing and now they need her to take down like the physical manifestation of Death, but it does make sense because she is contracted with Death's younger sister, And Death's younger sister has been implied over and over and over again. Remember, Fami mentioned this earlier to Nayuta, like, War can do this. War has the ability to do this because of her, I assume, because of her power and how it's, War's power to me seems like it has limitless potential, right? Like, whereas, like, all the other ones are pretty straightforward, like Fami, it's like, okay, I can make you a slave if you're hungry. Nayuta is just kind of like, she's control, so she's very like slimy, you know, uses her brains, like makes different contracts here or there. But War's power, it's very simple, but it can also have infinite power because it's power. The power is scaled to how much guilt you have, which can theoretically go up forever because it's like an intangible concept. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and that's what makes War so terrifying in this series, because like having infinite power in this universe is essentially what makes you not just the horseman, but also like on a primordial level.
Yeah, I think that's why War is so important here, because like War actually, like, if you get a weapon, and I'm starting to see where this might go, which means that, see, I think you're jumping the gun a little bit. I really don't think that we're super close to the end of this. I don't think that we're going to see like Death Devil and like final fight in this part happening until maybe like 20 or 30 chapters more, genuinely.
Well, I mean, that's essentially like the same amount of chapters by the end of that.
I just wanted to make sure that we were on the same page.
I was using parity between the two parts right now.
Yeah, I think this part's going to be, I have a feeling this part's going to be a little longer than part one. I think that they're going to use this to build up, because we have to naturally build up the relationship between Denji and Asa a little more, because I think what they're going to want to do, because they want her to be able to make Denji into this absurdly good weapon, in order for that weapon to be have like enough guilt associated with it, you know, the guilt of turning him into a weapon, they have to be really, really in love. You know what I mean? Or some other some other thing that makes her feel guilty. But I feel like we need to build that up.
Build up a friendship or something.
Yeah, and like, I wonder if but for that to work, they have to keep the plan secret from her. They can't tell her. You know, that kind of fucking ruins it, because now Denji was there, right? I mean, he heard the explanation of what they're trying to do.
Yeah. Let
me see. No, was he not? Let me check. Hold on.
No, because like last chapter he kind of fucked up with Nayuta.
Okay. So I just checked. Nayuta does say this to Denji, but she doesn't say everything, right? So she says she's going to make everyone terrified of Chainsaw Man and War to make both of them super duper strong. But that doesn't bring into the idea, like, okay, because like from the way she's explaining it, Denji could look at that as like, oh cool, we're gonna like tag team. But I think there's two different factions here, right? I think Fami. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, hold on, my brain. Wait. It's clicking. Jimmy Neutron Brain Blast. Okay, wait. I just remembered. Fami's, damn, they're okay. Wow. This really is one of those chapters where everything kind of comes together. This is good. This is the orgasm. This is the blue balls orgasm that we were waiting for. Okay, when Fami was talking to Asa in that scene where she was like digging through her fridge, you remember that scene?
Yeah.
She says, hey, I can solve your issue. You want to help out that Denji kid. He is not Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man is something that's in him that we can take out, right? So, like, what we could do here is make Chainsaw Man into a weapon. Then War gets what you want because we killed Chainsaw Man. Then they also have a really good weapon, right? So, like, I think that Asa is going to want to turn Chainsaw Man, right, the actual Puchita's form of Chainsaw Man, into a weapon. And, like, so somehow, like, yoink out his heart, maybe, and turn that into a weapon. But then how do you make him live? You got to find out a way to, like, keep him alive after that.
Because technically Denji is sort of dead.
Yeah,
because he kind of died chapter 1 of the series.
Yeah, he got all sliced up, and then his heart got replaced. Yeah. So
we could theoretically just kill Denji in the series to get the end goal.
Oh, I could totally see this part ending with her having to turn. Like, I could see a situation where, I can see it now. Like, maybe they try fighting it, right? They try fighting them like tag teaming, where like they're both like in their forms, and there's at this point it might be like Fire Force Cataclysm shit, where they're like absurdly powerful. Because if they keep this like half a year campaign going, where they make everyone terrified of Chainsaw Man and War, which we have to get into like how they're doing that, which is really interesting. So let's say they do that. And, like, it gets to a point where people are just fucking terrified because, like, people. I mean, like now
This is some legitimate Devilman shit that's happening right now.
Yes, and it appears to the public as if, because keep in mind, this is not just happening in Japan. It's happening in China, America, Europe. Like there's branches everywhere. So like to the public, it now appears that there's almost like a zombie-esque pathogen that just turns randos into chainsaw men. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's literally like The Walking Dead meets Devilman, what's happening right now, which is fucking terrifying to think about because everybody kind of deified Chainsaw Man to an absurd degree once this church came out, right? And then slowly Asa got deified too when Chainsaw Man kind of left the public eye. So you had Asa going around and just kind of campaigning as like the sword of Chainsaw Man, just fighting random fucking devils and protecting the city. Mm-hmm. So now they worshipped her. But when you turn your religion into fear, it's a strong fucking feeling. Kind of like, you know, the vast majority of people are like disenfranchised with modern or typical religion now because like the whole Catholic Church scandal and all that shit right now.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, right? Because like they made it a religion first and then made it into fear, which means that like the fear, what does that do? It makes the fear a primordial fear, right? Because now you've deified him. He's not just a dude. It's actually, and it shows how like sexual assault Chan is like the foil to all of this, the opposite, because sexual assault Chan is the antidote. She looks at him as he is, just a normal kid, whereas everyone else now deifies him as like this god. And the more this happens, he's going to start to, you know, seem like a devil, right? Like an actual devil. And it's interesting, like, you know, it's kind of the reverse, like in Chainsaw Man Part 1, Makima was the one who set in motion this like thing where people like were like, yeah, like he's got a fandom now, you know what I mean? And now it's kind of getting reversed, and he's going to be feared again. And what's cool about that is, like I said, we might have a situation where like the final fight is happening, and they're like absurdly powerful. I mean, we might be like doing that shit where like they're getting sent into space and cutting like chunks off the planet. We might get to One Punch Man level here. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. And
hold on, I want to finish my thought. I've been trying to get to this thought for like 5 minutes. So I could see a situation where like that fight's happening. They're fighting him like 2v1 tag team. It's not enough. Then they try the plan where it's like, okay, I'm going to take out your heart, turn it into a weapon, and hopefully we can find a way to keep you living. They try that. That's not enough. And then I can see a situation, and keep in mind, this would be hypothetical. This would be after like chapters and chapters of them maybe like reconnecting, getting into a relationship. They actually love each other. I could see a really beautiful moment where in order to save the world, she has to kill Denji and turn him into a weapon. And that works, but it's like, at what cost? You know, that could be gorgeous.
No, absolutely. And like, I can literally see, given how powerful war's been kind of put out to be, and we have like the embodiment of like devildom, death, whatever you want to call this, the super.
It's literally the embodiment of death. It is the Grim Reaper of this series, and because it's Fujimoto, I don't know if you've thought about this, but this is a beautiful thing. Death is going to be a sexy woman.
Absolutely.
Death is a woman, so I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, is it going to be like Death from Marvel, or is it going to be like, you know, even more booba?
Sexier.
Like,
she's the oldest sister, bro. She's going to come in with like MILF energy. You know it. You already know it.
Oh, God. I can't take any more MILF energy. We got Quan.
Bro, think about this. When fucking Death shows up, okay, you remember the crazy shit that was happening with Darkness? Death is more powerful than that.
It's insane.
Death is gonna be it's gonna be like Death is gonna like just like fucking cough, and like the entire country of Japan is gonna die.
No, absolutely. Like, that's the terrifying thing about the series. Like, we are literally on like a power scale level akin to Dragon Ball right now. It's
like when Super Buu just like sucked all the souls.
Yeah, but like that's the kind of shit I picture from fucking Death, because like how she's the oldest sister. She's the embodiment of death itself. It's got to be absurdly strong. And you're right. Like, when we get into this insane portion of the series, I really do expect like full on fucking galactic battle level bullshit going on.
And it does make you wonder, if they do fight Death, the most powerful devil, where does the manga go from there? Like, can we do a part 3, or is it over? You know what I mean?
Well, I initially thought when we started reviewing part 2, Red, I think you remember this, like, I thought we'd have a part for each fucking horseman, right?
Yeah,
but
no,
no,
he's definitely gonna. That would have been smart, but no, he's definitely squeezing it all into one. Yeah.
So I wonder how much this boils down to. Like, did you read the interview where he's like, I don't really want to draw anymore.
Well, but
I want to.
he's Fujimoto. I did read that. He's Fujimoto, though. It's much like Togashi. If he at the snap of his fingers, he could just get an artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
I think what it boils down to is he wants to wrap up Chainsaw Man, and then his new series be just like him storying it, and then the new person taking over for the art, because he wants to wrap this up in his style.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
I think it's a bit of the pride thing, like with Togashi, where he's
right.
taking, like,
you don't want to have half the series
years.
be one art style and then
right.
change. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely hope he doesn't rush it. I don't feel like he's rushing. It doesn't feel like he's rushing to me, but I do feel like he's probably not.
No, it feels like quite the opposite, really. He was dragging his dick for a while.
Yeah,
there.
yeah, it's good. Yeah, no, I agree completely. But no, I'm glad. I would rather a series be taking its time than rushing, always.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and yeah,
I just don't want it to end up like a Sriracha level with Gintama, where like, okay, man, fucking wrap it up.
I don't think it will. He strikes me as the type of author that'll end things when he wants to end things on his own terms. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
no, absolutely. But like there's some interesting development here as well, because we see public safety actually standing their ground as well.
Dude, public safety is fucking good, bro. We talked about this a couple maybe like a video or two ago, but like
I think it was last video. Like
they're being portrayed as like very competent, and I'm
which
very
is
happy about
so
that.
cool.
It's refreshing.
They're just here with a fucking katana taking on chainsaws.
Yeah,
like
the taxpayer monies are going to good use.
See, NYPD, you don't need billions of dollars in funding to actually be competent.
Hurry up! The Twitch streamers started a riot.
Hurry up! We need drones that leak all your fucking details.
You remember that? The fucking Twitch streamer that was like giving away PS5s?
High Senate or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, there's some brutal ass shit too. I mean, there's a guy that's like got his legs cut off and he's like being like held up by 2 chainsaws.
Yeah, no, it's insane, dude.
I also love this. All right, I'm just sweeping around to see if there's anything I missed here. I love this. Katana Man is in the hall,
just like
Chainsaw Man. This man, he hates Chainsaw Man so much. He's just like
he's enjoying this shit.
Yeah, I read that as like
some Chainsaw Man.
I read that as like, you know, damn, I was ordered to not kill any of these children, but now that he's literally like doing the cop shit. Like, they attacked me! It's fair game!
It is self-defense! Check the body cam footage.
Fuck yes, dude. My poor British boy, is he gonna start bashing child heads in?
Oh, absolutely at this point. Like...
Oh my god. Yeah, Fire Devil, that was an interesting turn of events. I didn't expect that. And I guess like I was trying to consider like what the connection is with like how he's making them have different forms and shit. And all I can say is it's spreading like fire. Like it spreads really quick.
It's not just spreading like fire. Fire can take on many different forms too.
Yeah.
Like the higher the temperature, the more formidable it can be. You know, you have like plasma fire where like you're using like in welder too. Like it's more.
I'm sorry, continue. Were you done?
It's more, you know, pure and hot, and it can just like immediately immolate your body.
That's true.
You know?
And fire can like have it come in all these different colors. But also there's this part where it says the Fire Devil has another power. The more contractors, the stronger their power. So like that, you know, the more. So that's why they did this as like a religion. That's a really smart plan, honestly. Like they really
exactly.
They went global with this shit. And now that there's so many contractors, I think that's why that these guys are able to just have like the power of Chainsaw Man. Like if it was just a couple people, it'd be like weak baby bitch shit. But because it's like so many people, it's like actually like decently powerful.
You know.
It's real quick too. And of course that does fit with the way fire works as well, right? The more of it there is, the stronger it is. Yeah, go ahead.
You know how religion's tax exempt, right?
Yeah.
So we're just all the like AKs that these guys got tax write-offs.
I mean probably. Well, actually, no, not in Japan because guns are illegal, and they're even more illegal in this world because Gun Devil.
Right.
So probably black market shit.
Yeah, it just got me thinking, like, you know how
in America, yes, no doubt.
Yeah, like especially Texas. Oh God, yes. Yeah. But like, it just got me thinking, like, how a priest could ride off their fucking private jet. You know, it just made me wonder.
Oh yeah, in America, no doubt for sure. Let me see if there's anything else I want to talk about here. Yeah, they had a mass wedding. God, it's crazy. Hold on, let me see. No humans. they're all devils.
So, like, none of those children would technically be born if they're doing it now, and it's in a half a year, because, like, 9 months for a pregnancy.
Oh, yeah, think about how many of these kids that are transforming are also pregnant, as we discussed earlier.
Yeah. Will the fetus also turn into a chainsaw man?
Oh, a little mini chainsaw man in the fetus.
That's a good question, though. It's a valid question.
That is a good question. Well, I'm going to say no, because the fetus did not consent to a contract. Right.
That is true.
Yeah. Unless the mother is like
nutrients from the mother.
Unless the mother is like, Fire Devil, I give you my life and my unborn child's life. I wonder how that works. Like, legally, like, can a parent offer the life of a child to a devil as long as they're under 18? Like, oh, your government rules say that they are your guardian until this age. So yeah, fair game. Because
realistically,
I feel like that could work because the prime minister was able to give Makima all of the lives of the Japanese citizens under contract because he was technically in charge of them. So I feel like you probably could up until like 18 just like be like, I'm not going to give myself up, but if you want my kid, I'll take like $1 million for my kid, money devil, greed devil.
Honestly, like, yeah, because the age of consent there, like,
not even age of consent. I'm talking like how old until you're not like, and like, you know, how old until you could like move out legally from your parents. You know what I mean?
I gotta check that out for Japan.
It was just a little side joke. It's not that important. Yeah. But yeah, canonically, Chainsaw Man Church in Canada, by the way. I love that. Fammy and I. Yeah, Fammy and I aim to kill.
Yeah, it's still 18 in Japan.
Okay, hell yeah. It's crazy. Wow. So like I love how many what's cool about this is I feel like there's a lot of different factions here, right? Like I feel like public safety has their own plan on what to do. Fammy and the church, like everyone's kind of working towards the same thing but in different ways. Like everyone's terrified of the apocalypse, but they're all doing different things, right? Because like I feel like public safety they were kind of trying to like rein in Denji in time so they could use him, and they were like, well, that's clearly not going to work.
Yeah.
And then now they're like maybe banking on, because they said, man, I wish they would have turned Chainsaw Man into a weapon. I feel like maybe public safety is banking on, no, but that can't be it, because Yoshida does public safety have a plan or not? I wonder.
I think different cells, like, because there's like Division 1, 2, 3, 4, you know. I think different cells might have different ideas of how to handle this. I don't think they have a uniform plan.
I'm trying to remember, there was a chapter where Yoshida talked to Fammy, and that was when Fammy, I believe, revealed to Yoshida about the apocalypse coming. And if I remember correctly, Yoshida was like suspicious that it was happening, but like couldn't confirm it. And then she was like, yeah, I can confirm that. So I guess I wonder
really early on in part 2.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out, you know, Fammy and the church's plan. But now we know why Fammy was like, it's okay that they're laughing at you. It's all part of the plan, right? So Fammy and the church are trying to, and I love it, by the way, that double tap of like, we need to make people afraid of Chainsaw Man and war. So let's make a bunch of wars break out with little Chainsaw Man zombies. Perfect.
Yeah.
Love that. So that's a smart plan. It'll make them both individually more powerful. But then I wonder, what is public safety's plan? Are they going to like take in Asa here and try to like, you know, make her work for them? Like, all right, listen, you know, like, sorry about the arm thing, you know, work with War Devil. She can probably grow you an arm back. I apologize, but we need to talk, and I could not let you turn your whole ass apartment room into a weapon. I'm hoping
that arm is going to be where the chainsaw is.
Say again?
That arm's going to be where the chainsaw is.
No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure, like we mentioned earlier, Yoru brought her back from like mush on the ground, so like she could probably just sprout an arm back. She should have another cool scar, though. I want another cool scar on the arm.
I'm just spitballing here.
I mean, I'd love a prosthetic arm, like, but I think it's probably going to be just a.
Oh yeah, but like I think like the division that wants to take and just turn Chainsaw Man into a weapon will probably try to recruit her first, and then, you know, when she's brought in, like, hey, we got you this offer here. Hey, they'll be bargaining for her cooperation.
Yeah,
all
I guess
the different divisions.
Everyone knows that war is going to be essential to this. So public safety wants war. The church wants war. Now I'm going back to when I'm going back to when the flamethrower guy was like doing that whole like he was trying to drag out Chainsaw Man, but why? What was the point there? You know what I mean? Because like he was like, oh, you know, what's more important, Asa's life or your starter? Maybe they are also trying to. I wonder if they're also thinking of the like him being turned into a weapon thing. I don't know.
Honestly, like I feel like that could be a lot of their goals, right? It boils down to like how knowledgeable they are in the lore of the Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
And if Bareem, the Mr. Flamethrower
Yeah.
dickhead, is, you know, a fan of Chainsaw Man, like he says he is, he would probably have a Makima style level of knowledge of how Chainsaw Man works.
I think maybe I just thought about what it is. Because I remember he seemed really salty about the fact that like Denji had kind of gone back into hiding, you know, because like he wasn't fighting publicly, and I think it's probably because he was like, well, shit, we can't make people scared of him if he's not like out and about doing shit. So like maybe that's why he was mad. Like we need to get you out so we can get people scared of you, and because the interesting thing about all this is everyone's motives here are the same thing.
Line.
Yeah, they want to say they're desperate. It's a desperation thing. Everyone knows the apocalypse is coming, and they're like, "Fuck, we got to do anything we can to save the fucking human race." And they're all going to do different things, different wildly radical things. So that's really exciting to see. So I'm excited to see. I mean, like, no doubt they're going to bring. I mean, even Sexual Assault Chan hinted at it. She was like, "Oh, maybe they'll make you join public safety next, right?" So like, I wonder what those talks will be like, and be like, "Hey, man, like maybe public safety could be like, dude, our goals align. We all want to save humanity. What's the plan? Maybe we can work on some shit that isn't like terrorism." You know what I mean?
Just straight up terrorism.
I mean, they did a little mini 9/11 in the background there.
I saw that. I'm just dying at that.
I mean, well, there's only one building, but you know, all explosions in buildings are 9/11, as we know.
Exactly. Like, it's the most famous one, right?
Well, I do believe we've talked about everything. Anything else?
I put up like a whole like joke thing. Like if any of your predictions come true before the end of part 2, I gotta publish one of my drafts.
Okay, so like I did a couple predictions. One of the ones I said today was that, but that's pretty general. I had the prediction that like they're gonna slowly.
It can't be like, hey, they're going to kill the devil.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think of a more specific one. I will predict that within the next, I'll say 2 or 3 chapters, Denji and Asa will be reunited by public safety. That's my hope. There we go. We'll see if that happens.
Yeah. How this will work is like I've numbered my drafts 1 through 8, and Red
now, can you explain a little more about what you mean by drafts? What is this?
So like I have 8 drafts that I drunkenly typed up on Twitter, right?
Drafts of what?
Just random like
tweets?
hot takes about.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Hot take tweets about like manga.
I don't know if you meant like a
really
video?
sappy bullshit. You know, one of them is like slightly not safe for work. So like it's just Russian roulette of how canceled Vex can be for the takes that they have on manga or dumb shit or like how horny they were that this day when they're drunk at a bar on tour.
Is one of them a dick pic?
No.
I want the dick pic.
It's a lewd. That's as far as I'll put on. That's as far as I'll put on my public Twitter.
Exciting. All right.
So like you get to pick like number 1 through 8 if you're right at when it happens, if it happens by when you say it will, and then I'll publish that tweet and I'll give you a link to that tweet that you can put in the description of the video.
Wow, what a fun little game.
I thought it was.
No, it's pretty fun.
And I'll also like get interaction because I'll retweet it from the Control Chaos Twitter if you don't want to follow my personal Twitter because it's a lot of like music related shit, tour related shit, stuff like that. So I know not everybody wants to mingle those two audiences.
I was gonna jokingly bring the fire back, but I dragged it too far down. It's gone. I extinguished it too hard. Final thoughts, Bex.
I honestly think that, like I said, we're like gearing up towards the wrap up. It will likely be a longer part for this one. I know I have the first volume, and by the time I get home, I think I'll actually have the second volume of part 2 at home in my package pile.
Yeah, when the fuck is that coming out?
The first volume I know got delivered.
First volume's out. The second volume's got to be a couple months from now, surely.
I think it's November.
I'll have to check. That seems quick.
I might be wrong. It might have been like spaced out, but like when I pre-ordered it, it was like supposed to be September and November. I but like I think Volume 1 of Part 2 came out like 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Yeah, I still haven't found it. I went to the mall the day it came out, and that shit was gonzo.
Oh, absolutely, because like look how popular this is.
Yeah.
I feel like we had 11 volumes for Part 1. I think we'll have like 14 for Part 2.
That's randomly specific. I was gonna say 15, but all right.
Well, I'm just judging by the pacing and the parity between Part 1 and 2.
Yes, the number I've come to, 14. Yeah, dude, if it's 14 volumes, I'll suck your dick on stream.
Okay. I'm always down for sloppy blowjob.
Freshly washed, and you have to eat pineapple that day.
Sure. Like I have existed on pineapple juice, nicotine, and bad sleep for the last month and a half.
I feel like I should clarify that I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I don't want to be roped into that. Well, some people might not know. Some people might expect me to keep my word.
I know you're joking. That's all that matters. Fuck the internet. I know you're joking.
The sloppy blowjob devil has entered my body and it's ready.
I also think within the next 10 chapters,
the wide net you've casted.
I think we will, 1, have Keisha Bay's return, and 2, Fami will reveal her whole plan. I think she's holding back.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say Fami will reveal her whole pussy.
I mean, we have a how dry would her pussy be being so famished?
Yeah, it's famished down there. We are no water, no lube. If you want to do anything with it, it's gotta be bone dry. You gotta fucking.
There is nothing worse than dry sex. Ugh.
Well, that's what you gotta do. She's dry as cake, right? Not dry as cake, soft as cake. She's dry as
the Sahara.
Yeah. That must suck. I've never had that problem. Full honesty, never experienced it.
I have twice.
I'm just too sexually arousing and engaging for the ladies.
But like there is something.
You're gonna let me get away with that? Fuck you! Don't you fucking move? No! You cannot move on from that.
I am proud of you. Thanks. You have also never had like completely blackout drunk sex. So.
Oh yeah, no, I was kidding. I just it was too awkward. I couldn't let you move on without acknowledging it. Now that you've acknowledged it, go
on. But like there is I think there's like a hidden like second motive for Fami here.
No doubt. I agree.
And I think the last thing we'll see is like Yoshida's apology. And I think that'll be in the next like 2 or 3 chapters.
Yeah, I think we can humanize Yoshida a bit more here, and I want to get more of like his side of this, right? Like he's working for public safety. He's doing what he feels he has to do, but he clearly feels a little awkward about it, you know?
Yeah, because you did say like you were listening to me, and I
literally
still had
followed
to
my advice, and now I have to cut your arm off. Yeah, I feel like a dick. I'm sorry. Exactly.
Yeah. So I feel like I'll get like a full apology out of him in the next 2 to 3 chapters.
Yeah, I'd love a conversation between them, and I'd love him to bring in Denji and be like, "All right, you two, kiss and make up. You're probably gonna have to fight the living incarnation of death together."
So if you want to, work anything out, now's your chance because we're rolling into the finale.
If you want to work anything out, if you want to bone it out, I will leave the room, but there are cameras in here.
I will be in the security room jacking off to the footage.
I'm excited. Nothing better than virgin sex.
Virgin sex and a cuck chair. And with that piece.
Well, I wasn't done with the joke. It's gonna be like we have no lube because I'm imagining like a jail interrogation.
Oh, absolutely. There's a CIA
like,
black
no lube.
level.
There's no fucking like cushions. It's like a steel chair on a cement floor.
As somebody who has sat in a fucking drunk tank, you are describing the drunk tank, my friend.
You're fucking here or you're fucking nowhere, right?
You're fucking here on concrete or metal. Good luck.
Because keep in mind, we do spy on both of you now. Like, there's no... So, like, if you fuck, we'll know. And we'll be...
Absolutely.
And we'll be praying the whole time that you turn him into a weapon. Because that is really what we need here.
Oh, abso-fucking-lutely. Like, it is going to be, like... It's going to be fun. Like, the next batch of this.
How much guilt would there be if she accidentally turned him into a weapon while like, fucking him? Like, she's riding him on top. She's on top. and then she just like accidentally turns into a weapon, and then and then there's like
yo, wait, hold up.
Yeah, there's some real Foucault undead unluck shit going on right now.
That's genius because like, you know, intimacy is like the purest form of love, and that would make you like fucking turn into a really strong weapon.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, the main thing is guilt, right? And we've seen that you can trick the system. Like, you can trick it. Like you know, like she can be like, oh, I own this aquarium now. You know what I mean? Like, so it has to do with your own personal guilt. So, like, if you're mid-fucking a guy, I mean, your emotions will be heightened. Yeah, it's possible. I don't think that's the route it'll go. I'm hoping that we get some, like, legit emotions from them, but I'm excited to see, for sure.
It'd be like on some Quan level shit too, you know, because...
Yeah. Wait, in what way? Explain.
Because, like, she did, at one point, have feelings for her fiends. Like, she wanted to be like...
Yeah. Oh, she definitely did. It was just, like, unhealthy, in my opinion.
Yeah, so, like, she felt immense guilt when they all died. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And now she's just raw XDing her way into, like, slaying.
Yeah, true. Well, all I'll say is... what I want really bad now is like a reconvene. All right, we just stopped the terrorist plot, kind of. I mean, now actually, I wonder do we have time to reconvene, or is it that are these zombie Chainsaw Man so prevalent now that like we got to go right into fighting?
That is true, because like it's worldwide.
World War Z up in this.
Honestly, yeah. Like I fucking love how all of these recent series have been slowly turning into like body horror / horror shit.
Body horror's in, baby. Body horror.
Like Shiburatan, fucking Wild Strawberry.
I did actually read the first 2 chapters of Wild Strawberry. Art's nice, plot bores me so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But like the art is like on Tokyo Ghoul levels.
That's one of those like style over substance manga where it's like, ooh, we made it really pretty, but like you're not hooking me. Well, you know.
Shoujo Null is the one I recommended to you to read, so we could do a second review.
Need to read that, yeah.
It's on some Miraniki shit, dude. I think you'll like it.
I don't have the voice for that right now.
Absolutely not. I don't either. I literally smoked 4 cigarettes in the time we've been recording.
That is not Miraniki. I was doing Higurashi When They Cry or something.
I cannot get into Higurashi. I'm sorry. That one just...
I mean, it's not good, but listen, you can... The only acceptable time to watch... Is that what it's called? Higurashi When They Cry?
Yeah.
The only acceptable time to watch that is when you're in like late middle school and you're like curious about gore. Or maybe early.
Same with Corpse Party.
Yeah, because I watched that shit in like middle school when I was like, ooh, forbidden.
I'm edgy.
Yeah. I didn't have much of an edgy. It was more just like morbid curiosity. I kept seeing the gif of the fucking girl that would put a knife in the wall. She killed herself with a knife in the most extravagant, like weird way possible. She like propped a knife in a wall and then slammed
her fucking head into
like over and over again.
It was the same way I had like morbid curiosity with fucking Saw and Hostel, right?
Yeah.
I can't do Saw. Like once they started getting into like eye torture and shit, like I had to nope out of that franchise.
Allie can't do eye stuff either.
Like I think it's because I almost fucking went blind when I was younger.
That's fair.
So like anything around my eye, which you know.
No, I totally get that. Like I have weird. My shit's more like not meta. I don't know. Like more on the inside. Like stuff that fucks me up is stuff that involves like blood and hormones and like there's a Black Mirror episode that I actually had to pause and watch 30 seconds at a time so I could stop shaking, and it was because it was really doing something to me, and it was the one where he can put like a helmet on, or it's not a helmet, it's like a doctor who they invent this technology where he can like feel the pain that the patient's feeling, but then he becomes addicted to the pain. Like it's like a dopamine thing
metaphysical masochism, basically.
Just like the whole like the realization that like you're a bunch of chemicals in like a meat suit, that kind of shit skews me out. You know what I mean? So like,
oh, absolutely.
He started like ripping out his teeth to feel, because they banned him from the fucking helmet, and you know when you felt like the pain of like a heart attack but with no negative repercussions, and now you don't have that anymore, and now you gotta like he became addicted to it's giving me the heebie-jeebies. And then like a video explaining the mechanics of Gear Second, because he's blood doping. That's what Gear Second is. That fucked me up too. I hate shit like that. That's why I can't do drugs. I can't do drugs because like the thought that it's like fucking with my body in any way, it like gives me the skeebie-jeebies.
Oh, absolutely. And as somebody who's done nearly every drug on the planet, like, yeah, don't go down that rabbit hole. Because you'll not only get addicted to the feeling of it, regardless of like your feelings towards it, you'll get addicted to the feeling of it, and then you'll want to go further and further up the chain.
Yeah, man. Weed, caffeine, and alcohol is plenty. You don't need more than that. That's fine.
Yeah. Weed, caffeine, nicotine, alcohol, those
Weed,
fine,
caffeine,
whatever.
nicotine. It almost sounds like a song. What's some funny, radical, wacky shit we can say to end this video?
Fuck. I have a question for you to end this on.
All
What
right.
is your level of addiction towards? I swear I'm going to tie it in a little bit here. What is your level of addiction towards monetization?
What?
Because I'm playing Honkai Star Rail on stream, right? And I want to get the character that's voiced by Amelie, Jingaloo.
Uh-huh.
I'm now at the point where like I've used all of my resources to try and pull her yesterday. And now I'm debating on like if I crack out the credit card.
I don't have that problem because I don't play games. I'm not even like shitting on you. I understand the appeal, but I don't play games with microtransactions like on principle. I fucking hate that shit.
So you don't play like most modern games.
It would depend on what you consider microtransactions. If they're like in my face like crazy, no, right? So like I don't like Marvel games, or not Marvel. Why did I say Marvel? I don't like Marvel games either. Mobile games. I don't know. Let me think of an example. I mean, most games I play are Nintendo, and they're pretty good about not having like insane.
Yeah, they
DLC
have like
is not microtransactions.
No,
I'm talking
when
about
you're paying like 99 cents for a fucking red dot sight in Call of Duty, you're a fucking idiot.
That's what
I get stuff like that, but like. There's an actual reward for each character in this game. So like each character.
I'm not a big fan of like the mystery box shit. It appeals to like the gambling addict in all of us.
Exactly.
I've never been that guy. I've literally never been to a casino once in my life. I'm 30. I'm like a little almost 30. You know.
Yeah.
Like it's just it really is not my thing. I've probably bought maybe 2 lottery tickets in my life. You know, like I just. It's not my thing.
I feel that. Like I don't really dive too far down like the gambling side of things anymore. I used to be really into it. And then I got to where I could like count cards in my head because that's how my brain works. Which is very bad if you go to a casino doing that.
Well, you just gotta make it subtle enough. Lose a couple times, then to have a big win. You know.
Yeah. They catch on real quick. Let me tell you. But like. I see the appeal to games like Honkai Star Rail because each like character fucking does different things. You know, you have different powers, different types of weapons. Each character is unique in that aspect. I feel like Power would fall down this fucking rabbit hole of like wanting every waifu in the game.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. Have you ever seen? There's an anime. I don't remember what it's called at all. Where like a devil and an angel are about to like. It's one of those stupid slice of life, whatever the fuck. But a devil and the angel are like about to. Graduate from devil and angel school, and they have to like live a week in the human world as disguised as a human first. Does this sound familiar to you?
It sounds vaguely familiar.
It's
I feel
not
like
good, but
I feel like I watched part of it at one point and I just kind of fell out of it. But like
Nux Taku talked about it in like 2020, and then I was like, oh, I'll watch it. I guess that was back when I watched Nux Taku before he like really cringed me out. But you know, there's the joke in that series is that the angel comes down and immediately gets addicted to those exact types of games and like spends all of her money and like becomes a neat and lives in the fucking apartment. And then the devil's actually like super successful. But anyway, we do need to end this. I have laundry to get. Wabba baba zing zong dibba day.
New Chainsaw fucking Man. Rick and Morty's dog ass.
So far, I will give it the whole season because sometimes it's dog ass and then there's a couple good ones, you know, like Doctor Who.
Exactly.
God, this is such a boring ending. I need something bombastic, but we can't force it. There's no. I'm fucked.
There is no fucking forcing this one because we've had like deep talks, we've had shit post talks.
It's been a good video, but like cringe, no good ending. I wish I could bring the fire back and be like, ah!
I mean, you control the fire, my friend.
No, the fire's gone. It's gone. I extinguished it too hard.
You extinguished it too hard for now. I feel like eventually it is actually going to nuke out the goddamn
Maybe
studio,
when death comes, I'll be like, ooh, it killed all of the pictures. And with that, peace, goodbye, leave me alone. Fuck you all.